Hello, how are you? Amanda, Seint artist. We're going to do our face, and I'm going to break it down and just really simplify the application. I'm really going to focus on contour, bronzer, blush placement. Wow, that was a tongue twister, but this is a palette 12. This is the best starter palette. So when you get color match, you send me your makeup free selfie. I send you the list. That's a buildable list. That means get your basics, but get this palette because you get your biggest discount the first time you buy into Seint. And so get the palette 12. You don't have to fill this puppy up. You can easily fill it up partially and then have room for more when you're ready to build. Then go back to that color match letter I sent you and reference that as things to add. So I like to hit you once. I'm not the person that's going to be knocking at your email every couple weeks asking what you want to add. It would be a turnoff to me, and that's why I do it that way. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to be using my detail brush and my blush and bronzer. They're the ones I use the most. And we're going to dive in. I'm using the highlight color Sandy as my foundation, Sunlit as my brightening, and the new Cedar as my contour. I really love Cedar. It's my new favorite. All right, I'm going to use the blush and bronzer on the short end into my main highlight. And I'm just going to stamp in. And we are going to place this on the lower part of our face. All I'm doing here is taking all this uneven skin tone and I'm evening it out. That's all that I'm doing. So I'm going to bring this down right here because this is not a contour area, and onto my chin to cancel out redness and give myself a nice even skin tone. I have scarring up here, so I do bring mine up a little higher. So I just dab this on the apples of my cheek. That's a heavy different, like I got a lot of colors going on there. And so it's someplace that gives me a lot of insecurity. So that's why I do it this way. And so I'm just gonna bring this down, bring this up, going onto the other side. Now, when you're applying this onto your brush, I say stamp and then stipple it onto your face, especially if you have corrector on. I do have my correctors on. Nobody needs to see that every time, but I give myself that extra coverage on my cheeks. And then I go into the crease of my nose right here. And it's only on the lower part of my face. All I've done is even out my skin tone, bring it down my neck, get a little bit of coverage. I'm gonna stamp into Sandy Sunlit, and I'm gonna hit right here. I use Sunlit to lighten Sandy, so I don't need a third highlight color. I don't like having 3 highlight colors all the time. It's not my thing. And so I can use that brightening to lighten it. This is a really great way to transition from summer to fall also. But I've been getting hormonal breakouts in this weird area. And it's the time when I get hormonal breakouts. Okay, so talking about contour, I'm going to use this small end and I'm going to make a guide. I'm going to use Sunlit to do this. It's going to be okay. All right, I'm going to take this small end. I'm going to dive into Sunlit. And I'm going to draw a line from the corner of my mouth to the top of my ear. This is going to be okay. This is a guide, okay? I'm going to do this on one side. I'm just going to, oh, I didn't need to do that. Let's get our brightening right here. I like Sunlit because it has those yellow undertones. It's a really scary looking highlight. Like, that's scary looking. It looks really yellow. It looks yellow on the website. It looks yellow in the palette. Never judge a tin color until you put it on your face and blend it out, because there's a reason to the madness. I've been doing this for 3 years and there's a reason. So once I put this yellow color on, it just plays with my undertones, like the redness and colors. It doesn't turn yellow on my face. This does not turn my face yellow. I'm gonna hit a little on my Cupid's bow and then on my chin. I'm gonna take this big end and just blend it out. Okay, so this guide right here, we got this guide. This tells you we don't need anything from there down. This is something I told my daughter yesterday because they were playing with blush and they brought it all the way down. I'm like, no, that's not how we do this. We're going to take the big end, we're going to live on the side, and we're going to go into Cedar. You can kind of see I dab straight in, boom, on that edge. And then we're going to stay above that Sunlit line right there. See that? And we're going to stay to the back. We're not going to go in past the outer corner, but top of the ear to the corner of the mouth. Everything from here down doesn't get touched. This is all going to work out, I hope. If you're watching this, this is all going to work out. If this doesn't work out, nobody knows it's here. All right, I'm going to take my Cedar and I'm going to get my forehead here. And then I'm going to get the side of my nose. I need to put the mirror right up in my face. right up in my face. So getting that straight line, squaring off the tip. We're gonna stamp this out just like that. Boom, done. We're gonna blend this into the brow. All right, I'm gonna do just this side to start, and then I'll show you how quickly it can go without needing that line. I'm gonna show you how this works out. All right, we're also gonna grab some, we're gonna go right on the jawline, just square this off. So while I drew this line of do not cross, I'm crossing the line, and then I'm gonna pull it down. Hide my chins, hide my jowls. Woo, hide them jowls. You can even take a little highlight and go where the dip up is, and they say that camouflages the jowl. I don't know. It's fine. All right, we're gonna switch to the blush and bronzer, and I'm gonna go into Bella Bronzer. I'm gonna tap in, and I'm going, oh wait, I wanna blend this. Hello, let's blend this contour real quick. We're gonna blend this contour. Forehead is not really the place where I'm worried so much about talking about placement. It's just up top with your brightening, and as they blend together, it creates balance, dimension, and coverage. Okay, going in to Bella Bronzer, I'm gonna hit right here and add some warmth. I just keep it on the outside of my forehead and fluff it down the temple like that. All right, ooh, well, I'll do that later. Okay, I'm all over the place because I'm winging it. I'm winging it. I don't always have a plan. I just get on here and go. And that's kind of what this thing is winging it, all right? So going in on that short end, going into that Bella Bronzer, and we're gonna go, we've got our line of do not cross. We have our contour line, and above that is where we put the bronzer. And as we're doing that, it's blending down that contour. I like using my bronzer as a blush, so I bring mine pretty far down, but I don't go over this line here. All right, I am going to use a little bit of Frenchie because I have scarring, and I'm gonna go over the apples for extra coverage. I wanna use sandstone. I love sandstone. It's just this warm, tan, glowy blush. I love it. There's no shimmer in it, but because it's cream and it works, it's very, people think it's a fall color. It's not. It just gives you that, you'll see. I don't know what to call it, okay? Give me a name for it. I don't know. But I'm putting Frenchie on the apples of my cheeks to help hold back my scarring because I'm using such a dark blush color. I have a hair that's bothering me. Come on. Come on. I hate that. What the dickens? Come on, hair. Is it coming up right here? There we go. Sorry, it really bugs me. Okay, so what was I saying? All right. I'm going to add my blush. Oh, I have scarring, and so I put on the Frenchie to just combat that, and I smile. Now this line is diminishing from blending. I'm not coming down past it. We want that lift. We want that raise. So I'm going to grab some of this sandstone, and I'm going to start at the tops. As you mature, your apples lose volume, and so I don't like to apply a dark color. This dark color, that's what I was saying, this dark sandstone will pull my scarring through, so I need that Frenchie to work with it. I like Frenchie as a tool, not a standalone color. It can fall very flat unless you have a very fair skin tone. I find it falls flat. And so I use it as a tool. It's an under eye corrector. It's a great lip color. It's a great blush color. It as a tool with addition. I use it with all the colors. It's one of those colors that goes well with everything. It goes great well with saffron, sangria, pink grapefruit, baby watermelon, dahlia, sandstone. It goes well with all the colors. Bronzer as a blush with Frenchie, so pretty. It's a great universal color to use as a tool. All right. So going in with that sandstone, staying above that do not cross line, smiling, getting that darn hair down, and then we're going to come into that Frenchie. And because I did that Frenchie, I can bring this down without it pulling my scarring through. I go up the temple. This gives me some lift. So this is what I've done. I've just added a little bit of structure. I'm going to go in with the fluffy end. I'm going to marry it all together. And then I'm going to take that line I made with the fluffy brush, and I'm just going to lift it up. Done. Done. It's not weird to put, it is weird to put a line like that on your face, but if you need that guide, do it. And it doesn't look bad. I'm going to take the small end of the detail brush. I'm going to go into Sunlit, and I'm going to hit, see how I have a shine? I'm going to accentuate this little shine. I'm going to go above it right there. Okay. And then I'm going to bring it up into that inner corner. And then I'm going to stay on that orbital bone And I'm going to give myself some lift. Staying with that lift thing. And I'm just living on that orbital bone and then bringing it up to the soft tissue, but I'm not directly applying creams to that soft tissue, otherwise it'll texturize it. Fluffy brush and just blend the edge of your blush bronzer to that brightening that's coming down. And just give it a nice seamless blend. Do the same thing with your contour and you're done. Okay? Blend. This is bugging me for some reason. Probably because it's the only side. Okay. Wow, this hair. Curly hair, man. I tell you what. I got a hair appointment tomorrow, so I'm just not trying to do all the things. And we're going on a trip soon, so I'm just going to live like this. All right, let's do the other side without doing that line. Okay, so we're going to take that contour and we're going to do our forehead super fast. So this is how I do it super fast. Just swirl, swirl, push, push. Grab that small end and pull that brightening in and you're done. That's how quickly you can do this. Okay, grabbing some more. We're going to get that nose. We're going to push that line, hit that tip, and then we're going to blend. And then we're going to push to the brow. We're going to blend. Blend tapping. I tap because I have a bump, and otherwise it'll make a big old bald spot. Taking the small end, tapping into sunlit, and we're going to go wheep. And then we just pull it down. Tap, 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 tap. Take whatever's left and fluff, 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 fluff. I have a lot of coverage that I need right there. And then I just blend it down. And then when this is all done, we'll take this brush and give everything a final. It'll help pick up excess. It'll help with everything. Okay. Boom. Look at that. I can do a forehead. All right. Taking some more of that cedar. And we're going to imagine that line. And we're going to stay above it. And we're just going to do this. We're going to take what's left and go down here. Boom. All right, I'm going to take this, grab some bronzer, hit that upper side forehead, fluff, 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 fluff. Grabbing some more, smiling, and we're going to go fluff, 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 fluff with some bronzer. I like bronzer. I like the warmth that it gives. Grabbing that Frenchie, hit the apples, cover up that acne scarring. Grabbing sandstone, and hit, 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 hit. Right here, coming up, smiling. Look at that. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Small end of the detail brush, sunlit, smile. See that highlight? Fill in that gap there. Bam. Bring it up. Bring it over. Start slow. It's okay if this takes you a little bit when you first get your makeup. You have 30 days to try Seint. Try it. Okay? Try it for 30 days. Don't try it for 3. Okay? Don't try it for 4. Give it the time it deserves. You've invested into it and you have the time to play with it. If you've given it 2, 3, 4 days and you come to me and you're like, this is garbage, I'm returning it, or you just return it, I'm going to think in my head, not out my mouth, you didn't give it a fair shot. That's my take on it. There's people I see that just really get upset about it and I just zip it because they're not asking. That's my whole thing. If you ask, I'll tell you. But if you don't ask, it's not my business. Not my business unless you ask me to be. Okay, so we're going to contour our lips now. Boom. Put your makeup on at first. Be aware of your imperfections. Like, I'm aware of my scarring, and so I combat it. I know I need that Frenchie. I know I need to bring my highlight up a little bit. And so I keep that in mind while I'm applying my makeup, but when I go to apply it, I don't try to do extra because I know I have something to cover. I still do it as if it's fine and I've covered everything I need to cover. I don't go in thinking, got to get that extra coverage, because this is really pigmented. It's 80% pigmentation. So with that, I just cover it at first because I may not need more. I may not need more. Okay, I'm going to take the multitasker brush. I'm going into my bronzer and I'm going to line a good thick line of bronzer on my lips. This is one of my favorite neutral lip colors. And I love using the peach balm. It just smells so good. Filling in those corners, okay? I don't like to outer line. I've seen that trend where people tuck their lips and then they outline their lips. And then they're like, oh, I'm like, I would look like a clown. So I'm gonna take my balm. This is that peach balm. I love this peach balm. I ordered some for my girls because it's so good. It feels good on the lips. I like it more than the lip conditioner. I'm going to take Nova. This is that new illuminator. It's more pigmented than rose gold, but not as pigmented as Glow. I think it's got the perfect pigment for me and for most people. I think, I don't know, it's pretty. I like it. Okay. I'm not usually a illuminator person because I have oily skin. I'm going to take my setting spray. I've been using this as a primer because I'm out of my Milk Hydro Grip and I'm too lazy to order online. But this is why I need a makeup store. Okay. De-slick if you have oily skin, so good. Okay. Setting my face. I'm going to go with that fluffy end and we're going to go into Vanilla Dust. And I'm going to pinch it because, well, it's small and that's why I keep two side by side usually. Did I get eyeshadow on this? I think I got some Lullaby on it. Might have gotten some Lullaby on it. I'm going to go on the perimeter of my face and then I'm going to bring it in. And I like to do this when my face still has some moisture from, I didn't say, I said moisture with the setting spray. And then when I bring it in, I start outside so that the bulk of the powder hits there and then I bring it in. And then when I think it's empty, I go down the middle. I am going to grab a little bit of bronzer and we're going to get our neck because it's always lighter and I always forget this, always. And then I get in my car and I check myself out before I go in to say Hobby Lobby like I'm going to today. And I'm like, and I don't carry bronzer with me. Who carries bronzer with them? I carry Vanilla Dust with me. That's not going to help me. But okay, now we're going to grab a little bit of Nova. There's hair everywhere. I'm just losing hair like a dog. All right, grabbing a little Nova and we're going to take this Normal Glow and we're going to bump it. Just going to bump up with Nova and just add that little extra hit right there on the tip, you know. I don't usually do this, but I've been loving Nova a lot. So if you're looking to add, I think Nova's really pretty as a lip color. I think it's great to just hit. You can pop it on here. If you're not an eyeshadow person, grab Nova and just pop it right under your brow and the tip of your nose. Hit your Cupid's bow, lippy lip, cheeky cheek, and that's it. Okay, so that's the face. I just thought it would be fun to show the guide, the lip to ear guide, and that it doesn't look different than this side. So it didn't affect, I've done my makeup not two totally different ways, but I definitely put brightener on. It doesn't make a huge difference when you make that guide. It looks like it would because it's 2 shades lighter than my skin tone. At least, maybe a little more. But it's lighter than my skin tone and it's highly pigmented. But because it's lighter than my skin tone, it shows up better. If I were to use my main highlight, it'd be harder to see, but it blends out. These are so forgiving. This makeup is so forgiving. You can do almost anything and it's fixable. So that's it. That's all I want to say. Now I'm going to stop this. I'm going to start it again and we're going to do an eyeshadow tutorial. And then I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby because back to school stuff is there and I got a big project I'm doing. So we're going to do that. So have a great day.